So when the janitor was asked what he does at NASA, the countenance changed on his face. He responded, "I'm part of a team that sends men into outer space." Similarly, I became an EVS at the hospital so I can be part of a team that helps recovering patients return to their lives with caution and urgency in the mannerism that an ambulance drives. Right away. I had the privilege of working with amazing colleagues, incredible nurses, and wonderful patients for 14 months through 3 waves of the pandemic. I saw things that could only be witnessed by God and seen by a paramedic. I left a wet floor sign every time. I mopped up puddles of tears from isolated patients who could no longer contain their lonely cries. They missed the friendly smiles of social butterflies. Your colorful energy lights up the room and makes their flowers bloom. So please come and visit. Your vibrant spirit and your extroverted, happy-go-lucky presence are better than birthday or Christmas presents. Experiencing you is like witnessing the sun rise. The bond of human connection is paradise. You can use an ice pick or a hello to break the ice. If you live long enough, you get to be a baby twice. Dear patients, I'm going to miss our interactions. This is harder than fractions. I never thought this would happen, neither did my pen. There was a time when frontline workers were treated with human dignity and were considered the pillars of society. But now we are treated as replaceable columns, forced to uphold ruthless mandates. The unforeseeable future turns our tomorrows into blind dates. We have security at our jobs, but we have no job security. Even the employees with seniority. Picture Moses without his staff. Imagine a hospital without its staff. It's equivalent to a soldier without medals, a rowing boat without paddles, a bicycle without pedals, and their robes without petals. It's clear that they're contaminating our freedom and diluting our rights. Invisible without glow germ and UV lights. The callus on my skin would soften from sanitizing my hands often. I wore plastic, rubber, latex gloves so frequently that I almost became out of touch with reality. We are not just making a fashion statement by wearing personal protective equipment. The PPEs, armor of protection, is not just for decoration. It works at work and keeps healthcare workers safe, as good as your belongings in a safe. Whatever happened to the sacred privacy of our personal medical history? Vaccines are superimposed as policy, but the healthcare workers also and already have a principle of conduct that has the structural integrity of a viaduct. This is not about batteries, negative positives and positive negatives, of misdiagnosed COVID tests lose their credibility like misspelled signs at protests. Some would consider optionless alternatives as a Hobson's choice. C. Thomas Hobson had no remorse and only offered customers the horse that was closest to the stable's doors. It's up to you. Take it or leave it. Variety is not included. There is a difference between giving someone a choice and forcing them to choose. Pay attention to the verbal cues. People are scared that others coughing will put them in a coffin. Don't be terrified of meteorites or petrified of Gesundheits, but beware of those who social distance you from your rights. They are killing our freedom, death by 1,000 cuts from 1,000 different knives in the unrecognizable world of our unfamiliar lives. Silence. social distance in an instant without resistance. Silence. Be sure to place a mask on your face. Silence. Flatten the curve before the numbers swerve. Silence. Close all these small businesses. Shut down non-essential services. Silence. I need everyone to be home before curfew. Silence. Everyone must get the vaccine, even if your name is or isn't Maxine. Silence. Come on, be a good sport. Get the vaccine passport. Rules, protocols, procedures, legislation, policies, measures, restrictions, laws, mandates, regulations. The system is a meat grinder. It should be more kinder. The poor get devoured and the weak get eaten by the rules of the law, by the sharp teeth of a chainsaw and the fangs of a cheetah that leave engraved teeth-marked bites the size of 30 terabytes. Freedom is an expensive price to be paying for this game that we are playing. The economy, suicides, and chronic loneliness get ignored with silence. COVID has become the least of our problems. Countries have turned their citizens into hostages. Liberty costs more than ink cartridges. We need all hands on deck. The hype train usually ends in a train wreck, but not even brats or lab rats or stats. Instead of living people, use Egyptian mummies to be the crash test dummies. All the other flowers in the garden of society view me as a cactus, since I want no part in this circus. But I full-heartedly agree with Dr. Julie Tennessee. It is better to have questions that cannot be answered than to have answers that cannot be questioned. So I did what's right and left the hospital. After careful consideration, as far as I'm concerned, they can vaccinate my resignation.
Wait, what about your pension?
They can vaccinate my pension also. But not me though. Because